because I need to go to the gym, as I said. I'm going to hop off of here. When I'm finished, I'm going to go to the gym. Sister 50 Shades of Shady, any thoughts on the upcoming rally in D.C.? Yeah, so let's start with that. Everyone, just so you know, in Washington, D.C., they're going to have a rally. The Klan, okay? The Klan, also known as the Ku Klux Klan. Everyone should know about the Ku Klux Klan by now. If you do not know, please research them. The Ku Klux Klan has multiple branches, multiple organizations, multiple names. Multiple organizations, multiple branches, multiple names. You have to go to the SPLC website, the Southern Poverty Law Center website. SPLC website, Southern Poverty Law Center website. They have over 200 different hate groups. They have multiple hate groups. And the vast majority, specifically 71% of all hate groups that are listed on the Southern Poverty Law Center's website are Caucasian white groups. This is what they have said. This is what the Southern Poverty Law Center has said. 71% of all the hate groups that they have listed are white. 71% of the hundreds of hate groups are white, predominantly male, spearheaded white hate groups. They listed the Nation of Islam, of course. They listed us as a hate group, even though there is no damn history of us harming white people, even though there is no history of us harming Jewish, keyword Jewish people. They listed us as a hate group, even though there is no history of us attacking police officers, burning down a synagogue, beating up people coming out of churches, breaking white folks' necks, even though we may have been justified for doing such a thing if we so chose to do. We have not done such. So they have listed us as a hate group because a black organization that is proud, that is prideful or full of pride, self-love, has knowledge of self, as a hate group. So we have our own nation, our own publication, meaning our own newspaper, we have our own websites, we have our own businesses, we have our own farms, we produce our own food, we have our own grocery stores, we import our own fish, we import our own coffee, Ethiopian coffee. We have all of these things. We have our own independent schools. We are a nation, and that is why they listed us as a hate group, because we are a threat 100% to the system of white supremacy. Now, I'm going to say this very succinctly, very sincerely, very certainly, and very accurately and factually. If you have never been on my live before, I sincerely apologize to you. If you are coming here to hear anything soft, if you have come to punctified, Mickey Mouse, milquetoast, Negro, that is not what I am. That is never what I will be. I am a 6'7", 200 pound, all muscle, humble, young brother who is striving to be a youth leader and servant of the people under the guidance of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I don't give a damn what you say or think about it. I don't care what you think about it. I care about you as my brother and my sister and my people. So don't get it twisted. I love you very much with all of my heart. Trust me when I say that. It comes from a sincere place. That is why I've been doing this since I was 9 years old. However, sometimes our people do not know what is right from wrong. The moment you pick up a gun and you shoot your brother, you have demonstrated that you are not operating with your own mind. You are operating out of the mind of a white supremacist. The moment you pick up a needle and you stick it in your arm, you have demonstrated you are not operating out of your right mind. You are operating out of the mind of a white supremacist. The moment you pick up a knife or any type of weapon to harm yourself and or your own people, you have demonstrated that you are not operating out of your own mind, but you are operating out of the system of white supremacy, which has infiltrated the recesses of your conscious and your unconscious mind. So therefore, I'm going to speak to your conscious and subconscious mind as your brother to wake you the hell up. So no, I may do these little nice videos, these 1-minute videos, and I give you some soft talk and go through a lot of different facts to wake you up in a quick way with these bullets. But in actuality, the point is you and I have a job to do, and the women need us, the children need us, the brothers need each other.
Hello.
And our nation needs us to rise because this system of white supremacy is going down. So,
Yeah. That shit too loud?
So, my point number one is, tonight, we're going to talk about a few things. The KKK, as I said before, they are having a rally in Washington, D.C. I believe it is this weekend. Please comment with the exact date so that I can let everyone know.
Yeah.
The Klan has been doing, my brother Alfonso is in here. Yakub in reverse is his name on IG. Assalamu alaikum, my brother. It's good to see you. This rally will be in Washington, D.C. And let us be very clear here. The government of the United States has a Klan rally every day in Washington, D.C. They have a rally every day. It's called when Congress meet, when the president meets with whoever, when whoever of that nature meets in the Capitol, the Oval Office, the Pentagon, wherever you wish to call it, in D.C., in Virginia, and any of the places where the federal buildings are housed, when they have their general meetings about how they're going to do what they do to the masses of black and brown people and impoverished people, when they pass laws to destroy the livelihood of those of us within the inner city black and brown communities, when they do things and they decide to pass more and more laws which will subjugate us to more of a systematic white supremacist dominating system, which makes sure that they benefit from our detriment, they have had a rally. So let us be very clear from the outset, meaning the beginning of what I'm saying, that a rally occurs every damn day in Washington, D.C. There is a rally every time Donald Trump gets up and meets with 2 people, 3 people, 4 people. There is a rally every time the chief of staff, a rally every time the vice president meets with anyone. That is a rally. And seeing how we're talking about the Oval Office, I'm just going to drop a few things regarding the Oval Office here. Number one, there is something called the Situation Room in the White House. The Situation Room. I'm delving into a number of things, and I need us to pay very close attention here. Please write these down. If you're not going to record it, just write down the major key points that I'm going to spit really quick, because you need to know these. The Situation Room in the White House. That is the room where the president is brought when there are certain catastrophes that are being looked at, which will occur in the future. And within this Situation Room, they have something called the doom clock. The doom clock. And they calculate how long it will be until the government shuts down, how long it will be until a possible uprising will occur, how long it will be until something happens to where they will possibly have to issue martial law or one of the executive orders under the president's domain and the president's jurisdiction and the president's
well, not every day, but
authority.
whenever he go live.
They have a
I guess you can call him like
clock where they calculate how much power they have over the people, how much weaponry they have.
I guess you could call him like one of my teachers or something.
How many FEMA camps need to be activated?
I'll be learning all my shit from not just from him, but a few people.
Emergency Management Agency camps do exist.
He with the Nation of Islam,
doom
like I was
clock
telling you.
where they calculate when an uprising can possibly occur.
All that shit I be
This
trying to put you on.
in The Fall of America, written by the most
talking about
honorable
shit
Elijah
right now?
Muhammad. This partially is in message to the black man.
We were something like what we were just talking about when I was telling you how the government sets certain shit up.
You have to know these things so that when you go outside, you're not just mesmerized.
How the government got us living in poverty, and why the reason why we killing these people just talked about that shit.
You need to know everything is not just about the key challenge and all that. No. This is why things
He
are
talking about
popping up.
Kiki
And
challenge.
it's not out of nowhere. This is not by accident. Everything that you see occurring right now is occurring exactly on purpose. So let me segue into something. So make sure we have that, right? We have the situation room and the doom
That's why I
clock.
be wanting
Yes?
to listen. He only be on for
Situation
like an
room
hour.
and the doom clock. That is happening on Sunday. The rally where the KKK will be rallying in Washington, D.C., that is this Sunday. If you choose to go down there, fine. There's no reason for me to go to the Klan's
It's like an interest
capital.
rates and all that shit.
That is the capital of white supremacy. The Oval Office. The White House built by black people. The White
Your
House
annual
built
fee
by
is, it says
black
0 to
slaves
95.
who
I'm
were
at
on
$99.
loan. Who were loaned to
Regular purchase
George
APR is
Washington.
19
They
or
were
25%.
loaned.
That mean if you don't pay your shit in
Make sure you
full,
understand
they're gonna
this.
charge
Your
you
ancestors built the
19
White
to
House.
25%.
The capital, along with Washington, D.C., where the obelisk or the Tekanu is what it is called, an obelisk or Tekanu. All of that was built. The Jefferson Memorial, all of these buildings were strategically mapped out by a black man named Benjamin Banneker. Please make sure you're writing this down because you know that Instagram normally cuts my live feed and they erase everything that I just said. You know this. So please make sure you're recording or writing down all the key
points. Anytime that man go live, they stop his shit and he can't save it and post it on his live. That should be fucked up.
The doom clock housed inside of the Situation Room in Washington, D.C. We went over the Southern Poverty Law Center or the SPLC where they have hundreds of
he already said they banned him from YouTube. He said YouTube banned him where he can't even have an account.
At least of those
That's
hundreds of
fucked up.
hate
That
groups
just show you
that are listed
how much
with
real
the
shit he
Southern
be
Poverty
spitting.
Law Center
Like,
happen to be
why
Caucasian,
y'all stopping this man
white
from his lives and why y'all banning him from YouTube?
All of them
and shit?
have something to do with the Ku Klux Klan, but they go under multiple names. Multiple names.
He be saying shit
So
that niggas not supposed to know for real.
You have 71% of those being Caucasian hate groups, hundreds of those hate groups. You have the doom clock, which is inside of the Situation Room in the White House. Yes, yes, yes. You have the rally happening on Sunday with the KKK. And then outside of that, you have the entire Washington, D.C., where all of the capitals, the Jefferson Memorial, all of those areas were all mapped out from the mind of a black man by the name of Benjamin Banneker. Benjamin Banneker. He was a descendant of the Dogon tribe in Mali. The Dogon tribe in Mali. Mali is in Africa. Mali is in Africa. He is the one who mapped out Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. itself was built and mapped out by black people. Asiatic, original Moorish people, whatever you wish to call it. We built the White House, the Jefferson Memorial, the Capitol, that
he said Asiatic because that was the original name of Africa, was Asia.
Egypt, which is actually called ancient Kemet. It came from there and they brought it into what you know as Washington, D.C., or Washington District of Columbia, which is technically not a part of the United States. Very interesting, right? Washington District of Columbia, I believe, is more closely related to London in Europe and is not actually a part of the United States corporation.
So crazy. Like yesterday, the other day when he had his live, but like I said, I fucking deleted and I pissed off.
Very mindful. When we
on that one, he was talking about how we really European.
Please write them down. Please
like
record
white
the video
people are not
because Instagram
European.
more than likely will shut it off.
They just stole our culture
now,
and, you know,
number two,
put their name on it.
As we are studying
really
those things, be
and
very
he broke down
mindful
what European means
you
and
know
all that shit. But
that when you hear about multiple shootings occurring within the United States in one location, in one night,
talking about the shootings,
and there not being massive coverage by the media on such a thing, just know the government got something to do with it. So we are going to segue.
You heard what he said about shootings like that?
Chicago. Chicago.
But I told you before I even watched this shit, the government got something to do with that.
Which is Chicago, is what you heard of.
Anytime something like that happens,
Chicago.
Over the weekend, 60-something people get shot and they not even talking about that shit on the media.
Specifically a Haitian brother.
They trying to set up for something bigger, martial law or something.
Jean-Baptiste Pointe-Sable. Jean-Baptiste Pointe-Sable. Chicago was founded by a
Your ass need to
Haitian or
start
African
watching his
brother.
lives when you go live.
Haiti
Like I
is what
said,
it's
this
called.
kind of shit boring to y'all though, so y'all wouldn't
Haiti.
watch this kind of shit.
Haiti, or Haitians, along with Jamaicans, along with Puerto Ricans, along with Belizeans, along with Mexicans, were all considered Americans. In the early textbooks, in the mid-1800s and prior, you are referring to the original Americans. And all of the textbooks that deal with this, it talked about the Americans being of the islands and the Aborigines. So from Jamaica to Haiti to Puerto Rico to Colombia, even a part of Colombia, to Mexico, all of the islands to Hawaii, they were considered Americans.
Shit they don't teach you in
They
school.
were considered Americans. The one group of people who were not, and technically to this very day are not Americans, are those immigrants, the true immigrants, because they're not even true Europeans, because the true Europeans happen to be your and my ancestors, or black,
You heard them about true Europeans?
Asiatic, Moorish, whatever you want to call it, people. The original Europeans
Black
were black,
people.
dark African people. So, if we want to go all the way down, the only person who needs to have a green card on American soil happens to be the Caucasian man and woman. That includes Donald Trump and his wife as well. So,
I was just talking about this shit.
Chicago.
That's crazy.
Chicago was founded by a Haitian brother, once again by the name of Jean Baptiste Pointe-du-Sable. And in Chicago, you have some of the worst police officers ever to grace a black or brown neighborhood. Why is this? The police. I'm going to drop some things right now. I need everyone to please write these down, record them, do whatever you can. Please write them down.
They're already making this shit
just make
lag.
sure you have it documented.
But he just know they gonna cut him off, period, if it ain't right now. Cause they didn't, like, since I've been watching, they did this shit like 5 times.
Feel free to contribute.
And then he can't post it. You know, once they
Cash App
stop his
as
shit, he
well.
can't post, like, he is erased. He can't go back.
I'm giving you all of the solutions, all of the
But that's why he told people to download that app called Do Recorder.
And
And you could just record his shit. That's what I got, so I ain't tripping.
Feel free to contribute.
That shit really made me mad the other day. I deleted the fucking shit he was talking about the other day. Cause he was talking about so much shit in there.
In Chicago,
The kind of shit me and you'll be watching when your ass sleeping over here.
has been trained
You probably gonna be like, I ain't sleeping by him no
a
more.
mercenary organization. A mercenary group is a group
I'ma
of
put it on.
killers, murderers,
I'm gonna be like, look, we need to watch this.
people who can fight, who can kill, who can do all of this. They're highly trained, but they do it for those who pay the highest amount of money. They have no allegiance to one group, one organization, one nation necessarily.
How in the fuck was I just talking about this shit and he talking about that? The militias, remember I was just telling you about the militia and all that?
That is a mercenary. So,
A mercenary. I mean, he's mercenary. It's a militia group too, but he called it mercenary. I was just talking about this shit, dog. Nah, shit don't be a coincidence. Like, I don't look at nothing as a coincidence. That shit crazy. For me to just be telling you about this shit and then he come on live and start talking about it.
Is a mercenary group.
That's what they call mercenary groups.
They are a mercenary group from Iraq. Write it down. Blackwater.
Blackwater.
Blackwater is one of the most horrific groups of murderers and killers. They kill whoever they are paid to kill. This is not a group of people who are trained to protect and serve the community. Not necessarily. They're not necessarily trained to just go and protect the community, serve the people, check on the people. They are trained to kill. So please, can you explain to me, why is it that the Chicago Police Department is being, should I say was, I don't know if they are still to this day, but were being trained by Blackwater. They were being trained by Blackwater. This is a police department. They are supposed to patrol the neighborhood, yes. Protect those within the neighborhood, yes. Serve the neighborhood, yes. That is what they're supposed to do. But they're being trained, or were being trained, by those who are only trained to kill. Those those who are trained to murder, those who are trained to take life and assassinate people. So let us take that a step further. You saw that there was a truck left in Chicago with Nike shoes. They called it a bait truck. Now let me just say this so everyone can understand. In the 90s and the 80s, they will bring trains into Compton, trains into LA, trains into Watts, trains into Long Beach, trains into Chicago, trains into New York, trains into Philly or Philadelphia, trains into all of these inner city black and brown communities, and they had them full of drugs.
You hear this? And guns.
And then after they brought the drugs in on the train system, they then brought in cases of guns.
And this how you get all the black on black crime. Listen to all that. This is answering your question you asked me earlier.
The drugs came in first to drive us crazy. Crack came in the late 80s. Before the crack, you had, of course, heroin. So the heroin was already in there messing us up. After that, when the Crips were originated in 1969 is when the Crips were originated. The Crips were originated in response to the white supremacist police officers who were attacking black and brown people on a regular. So CRIP stood for Community Resistance in Progress. Thank you, Alverson Lane, for your contribution or your support on Cash App.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, because you just asking about all these gangs and shit, but you got to know
is what the Crips stood for. They were originated in 1969.
Got to know the original origin of that shit.
The Crips were primarily operated and founded in Compton, where I'm from, Compton, California. The Bloods were founded in Inglewood, California. The Bloods were the little homies. They were the young Bloods, right? Young Bloods. The Crips stood for Community Resistance in Progress. It is when we as the people, as a community, would come together to resist the police, the racist police, when they would beat us for no damn reason. That is what the Crips were originated for. So in response to this, the counterintelligence program under J. Edgar Hoover, the United States government found a way to destroy us systematically. They brought in heroin, they brought in crack cocaine, they brought in certain types of marijuana because marijuana was being experimented on in the United States Army. For those of you who like to smoke weed so damn much, the United States Army was experimenting with marijuana. If you don't believe what I'm talking about, then search up synthetic marijuana EA2233.
Take this phone.
Synthetic marijuana EA.
Because I'm recording that shit on the other thing.
For all of you who want to smoke weed so damn much. The United States government.
If I post it on my YouTube, they're going to see all
this. Methadone as a way to come off of heroin. Methadone was even worse. They brought out crack cocaine. They brought out, of course, alcohol was already out there. All of these different things. So when the Crips were originated, and I'm going somewhere with this, we're going back to Chicago now. When the Crips were originated and the Bloods originated, they brought the crack cocaine into the inner city communities so that we could get addicted to it, primarily dealing with Ronald Reagan under his administration, because he could not get money from Congress to fight the Contras in Nicaragua. So his administration, the CIA, specific CIA agents by the name of Danilo Blandón, Norman Nessis, and there's so much more on that. I don't want to go too far in that, but just Danilo Blandón, take that name down, Norman Nessis under the Ronald Reagan administration, and then, of course, Freeway Ricky Ross was used as a scapegoat, as a patsy, as the person to take the fall. That is what he was used for. But cocaine came in through the CIA with planes from the CIA and the FBI, and they would use Freeway Ricky Ross to rock up the crack cocaine. Once the crack cocaine was rocked up in Los Angeles, California, they would sell it all throughout Los Angeles, California. They would protect Freeway Ricky Ross, and once the money would come in, he was making an estimated $3 million a day.
Damn.
$3 million
A
a
fucking day.
day
Good Lord.
is how much he was making from crack cocaine. Just wanted to make sure we get that painfully in our mind. So now let us go from Freeway Ricky Ross with the FBI, the CIA, the Ronald Reagan administration, crack cocaine, and let us turn all the way back and let us go to Chicago, Illinois. So once the guns were brought into all of the inner city communities, once the drugs were brought in to all of the inner city communities, they waited for a certain period of time. And as they waited for a certain period of time, the people, our ancestors, our mothers and fathers, our grandmothers and grandfathers, our people would go crazy on this crack cocaine. And once that occurred long enough, and they saw some of us beating up each other long enough, killing one another fast enough, they then said,
Where you gonna be
now
on
it is
Saturday?
time. They have now reached a point where they're willing to kill. So now let us help them to kill one another. So they went and they started to drop
I think we got a school
guns
supply giveaway.
into the inner city communities. Guns were dropped in the alleys.
No, not really.
In the alleys of Compton, California. In the alleys of Watts, California. In the alleys of Inglewood, California. In the alleys of Long Beach, California. In the alleys of Philadelphia, in the alleys of New York, in the alleys of Chicago, in the alleys of St. Louis, in the alleys all throughout the United States where black and brown people lived. Drugs first, guns second. Now after that, once they did all of this, they helped us to go crazy, and then they helped us to kill one another. And then,
you hear this?
Okay, now I see Instagram is messing with my feed. Everybody keep sharing out.
They helped us to kill one another.
Me, you know why. If Instagram cuts me, you know why.
Oh, that shit is
dropping this
like
because we all need to know that what's going on in Chicago is not by accident.
Planned.
Not even close to an accident. I'm going to rip this apart so that we can all understand that it's not an accident. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on. I'm going to tell you exactly who's benefiting. I'm going to tell you what the whole plan was from the beginning so you can know that it is not a joke. It is not an accident. It is something that was 100% orchestrated, and it definitely has a genocidal end. Okay? Make sure we are all on the same page here. So far, Instagram looks like they're doing pretty good. Contribute via Cash App, family, if you feel like you are learning anything whatsoever. Remember, this is classroom. This is classroom. All right? This is classroom. We learning. All right? So, next point. After you see Chicago, good evening to the Tulsa Business Network Group. In Chicago, you saw them bring a truck, okay? You saw them bring a truck with Nikes in it. A truck full of Nikes. Very interesting, right? Very interesting how they brought a truck full of Nikes. Nobody's there. A truck is there. They created the impoverished condition within the communities. They brought the drugs in to destroy us. They removed the factories. Now, mind you, we were the most successful. Peace to my brother Pop Darby is on. We were the most successful. Love you as well. Love you as well, family. We were the most successful. We did not need over 60 all-black towns. We had over 60 all-black towns. I'm going to say it again. Tulsa, Oklahoma was just one. We had over 60 all-black towns. We were flourishing, we were thriving, we were successful, we were business owners, we were architects, we were engineers, we were doctors, we were lawyers, we were everything that other people are today. Okay? We were real estate brokers, we were builders, masons, meaning those who worked with their hands. We did all of these things without the intervention of anyone else, but they took the jobs away. They took the factories away. Once they removed the jobs, removed the factories, injected the drugs into the community, then injected the guns, they then infiltrated all of the black organizations. Yes? And once they infiltrated all of the black organizations, and when I say all, I mean all. That includes the Nation of Islam. The FBI infiltrated at a certain point. Definitely. That includes the ACLC, that includes the Urban League, that includes SNCC and CORE and the NAACP, that includes the Black Panther Party, that includes all of the organizations. And to this day, according to Minister Farrakhan, there are at least 10 agents today per every hood, per every gang, per every set, per every block that a hood is on. There are at least 10 FBI agents per gang. How do you prove this, Rizza? How can you prove this? How in the hell can you prove this? Let me go ahead and say this. Why do you think that nearly for the last 40 or 50 years that gangs have continued to murder one another? Why is it that police officers can murder us, clearly demonstrating who the true enemy is, to where we can absolutely, with our clear eyes, see that we absolutely are not the enemy, and this individual who has been murdering us from day one continues to murder us? How is it that you don't see that? Maybe it's because they are dressing up like you,
You hear this?
wearing your damn colors, your clothes, claiming your set, banging your hood, helping you to perpetuate gang wars, driving into opposite territory,
You talking about
and then
the
shooting
government,
people
though?
in that territory, acting like they had nothing to do with it. They're protected. They're dropped off at the precinct, and then that gang comes to retaliate because of them helping to perpetuate a gang war that was over a long time ago once you figured out who the real enemy was. That's how they infiltrated. Once the Berlin Wall fell, once the Berlin Wall fell, Germany, once the Berlin Wall fell in Germany, all of the agents who were CIA agents were reassigned to a domestic group. They were sent from Germany back into America, and they were reassigned to gangs. They were reassigned to gangs to help and perpetuate the divide and conquer factor, to help and perpetuate the murder one another factor, to help and perpetuate the black on black murder, to help and perpetuate the brown on brown murder, to help and perpetuate the incessant, insane, illogical, irrefutable, indisputable, undeniable, idiotic, asinine murder of one another when we have never been enemies of one another. The black man has never been the black man's mortal enemy, and neither has the black woman been the black man's mortal enemy. We were made into a devil. We were made into devils of one another by a devil. So let us go ahead and bring this all the way back once again to Chicago. Chicago, which was founded again by who? Jean-Baptiste Pointe-Sable. Jean-Baptiste Pointe-Sable, a Haitian brother. Remember, all of the islanders were considered Americans in the early textbooks in the 1800s and prior. So let us go ahead and go to this truck. Nike truck. That was a bait truck.
Look, they cut him off. Dang, that's fucked up. Thought that's fucked up.